What kind of training is required? I think certainly it's fair to say that, and I've worked 22 years in law enforcement and almost 10 years inside of state and federal prisons. And being a foster parent has been much harder than anything I've ever done in my life. And I don't know that any amount of training is going to actually prepare us for all the things that we face. Because, I mean, here you're taking a child who is lived in a context where there's been have a lot of things that have happened to them, and even in their short span of their lives, and they're being inserted, their culture, their customs, their behaviors are being inserted into this foreign thing called your family. And then that process of that, starts to open up all the things, a lot of things that have happened in your own life. What we want to do is do the best job that we can of preparing the parents to make the adjustments and understand the nature of trauma. What is it like in a child's mind to be abandoned, to be abused, to be neglected? And what are the behaviors that one can expect to see out of that? Having that awareness of that is really what the training is. In Nebraska, requires a 10-session training called TIPS MAPP. It's a very common training module used throughout the country in a number of states. And the idea, it's trauma-informed parenting, how to understand and normalize the behaviors one might see from a child who has been exposed to trauma. And I can assure you that no amount of training that you receive is going to adequately prepare you for the things that you'll experience. And that's why training is so crucial. It's crucial to have that big picture understanding of what trauma does in the mind of a child. How does living in a dysfunctional home and not having caregivers meet your needs, how does that affect the way that child relates to himself, to you, to the whole idea of parenting, to family, to social structures, to food, to clothing, to everything? Everything is colored through that. And then we bring in the parents who've had their own set of things go on in their lives. And we have this perfect mixture for chaos and trials and troubles. And many foster parents will go into this thinking, we just have what it takes to help a child out. And then they get into it and think, wait a minute, what was I thinking? Where did this come from? And so the initial 10 sessions that are in Nebraska are also followed up by 12 hours of annual training per parent per year. Again, to continue to build the base of knowledge of what it means to be a parent of a child that's been placed in their home.